How was league?
Good.
Good.
I think Monday, because I played early, because my opponent was going to be gone. I shot a 43, but I started poorly. I think I had like double, bogey, double, bogey, and then I parred the last 4 holes. And I wasn't really ready.
Yeah,
So.
just a little rough start. Okay.
And then shot a 39 at Lake Breeze on Tuesday.
Good.
And my irons have been fine. If anything, I tend to maybe overdraw it.
Okay.
And I noticed later in the rounds, or when I'm kind of unsure, is when my driver leaks right. I have one left pull.
Okay.
That I don't really know the cause, but I think I just came over the top and just
Smothered it a little bit.
So
okay.
My tournament's on Sunday, so I kind of want to just not really do anything drastic today, just kind of
touch up a little bit. Yeah. Awesome. Do you want for me to pull out either like yardages or whole scenario, or just kind of grind on what we're kind of seeing?
I was kind of wondering if we should like play holes.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I was thinking might help.
For sure.
Help the best.
Do you need a couple more to loosen up?
No.
You feel good? Okay. How's your 4th?
Pretty good. How about yours?
It was good. It was weird. We planned on going camping and then ended up not going camping, and then last minute tried getting tea time, so it was, I'm not complaining about it, but yeah. I'm excited to go camping because we normally go up into kind of like Tomahawk area, and they have like a really cool course called Ishnala, and I'm gonna have us playing at Century World. And I was excited to play there, but no harm, no foul. So the one that, when you're saying like later into your round they start spraying, are they just like you're not getting the club face closed, or do you feel like you're just getting armsy?
I'm getting tired, and I'm thinking I'm kind of, what's that, cupping my wrist, I think is what's happening, because I'm just not as focused on it.
Okay, well, let's get us into a good aim spot right into here. I'm gonna have you play tips. Is that okay?
Yep.
Okay. Sweet. Alrighty. I can actually see a little bit, a little bit more that you can work a tiny bit with that wrist. Tiny bit with that wrist. Drop down was good though. Just timed up that club face in a perfect spot though.
Okay.
So obviously, yes, was that a good result? For sure. But if we kind of break it down a little bit more, a tiniest bit open there. And when we came into the downswing, it was a tiny bit open at this point, and we did have to come just the tiniest bit outside for you to time up and kind of stall out your hands for you to get your club face closed. Okay? So I am going to have you just do that one again.
Okay.
Still think about getting that wrist moving at the top and then dropping nice and down under that noodle. Continue that push out from there. Now that I'm kind of thinking about it, on some of the ones that you might have been pulling, you might have been doing good at the top and doing a little bit on what you just did in that downswing onto that one.
Okay.
It just kind of, I got it close, almost kind of doubling down on getting it, so.
Okay.
It'll be a little bit more with that one, but good results though. So would that be kind of considered towards your pull one?
I mean, it's more than that.
Okay. That was set better at the top, though. perfectly set. Still a little habit of over the top, just a tiny bit.
Okay.
So.
And that's
the feeling.
Drop?
Yep,
Okay.
yep. So when you're coming into that down, under that noodle, finish her out. Yep.
Okay.
I'd rather for you to push it and just know that you're accountable that you didn't get it closed at the top than trying to over manipulate.
Okay.
Bit heel, tiny heel.
Yeah, it was definitely on the heel.
Okay. Set up to another. I don't care if it's a ball or not. But. Alright, I'm gonna bring it to my hand right in here. Perfect. So from here, you like to coast. Still get that wrist, just a tiny bit more.
Okay.
So you're feeling just that logo away coming into here, and then drop her down, okay? Because you're so good at that takeaway position. It's just from there you like to kind of just get a little cuppy onto it.
Okay.
So just a little bit more of that fork and back. Okay. Set perfectly at the top. Just trust that you got her good. Yeah, smother just the tiniest bit. Keep her pushing out. Keep her pushing out. Beautiful at the top on that one though. Much better. Ooh, kind of toe pop that one open a little bit. Much better. All right, let's play that one in.
All right.
All right there. I'm gonna do a tucked pin for you.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So we have 165. To clear the bunker, you need to carry greater than, if you can carry something higher than 150.
Should be my 6 iron.
I love
My 7 iron is like 162, 163 total.
Okay.
And my 6 iron is kind of a bigger gap. I can hit it as far as 187, but that's like kind of the extreme. This is let's say 156 now.
Because I just changed to the sight line on there. Sorry, I just had to go to what we need to carry over the bunker.
Okay.
All right. Same feeling with that wrist. Drop out right.
Those misheads.
Okay, groove thin.
Yeah.
I'm gonna check though.
But that's why this was the right club though, because it allowed for the misheads.
That was not good at the top. Ooh, beautiful drop down on that one. Whew. Little jerky around, but that was set well. Good. So thin was just because when we were coming into that downswing, when we get into that follow through of you just continuing to push out, that's what's going to help keep your shoulders tilted into that position.
Okay.
So when we start to come too quickly around, that shoulder raises up and we lose those tilts.
Okay.
So that just needed a little bit more of, like, instead of this exiting kind of like armpit wise, maybe just a little bit out of shoulder.
Okay.
But still a very good strike. Is that similar? It sounded
better.
Yeah.
Felt better. And got a little more distance out of it.
Yeah. Closed. Turn. Beautiful drop. Yep, just the tiniest bit overdone with closed wrist, but it's pretty solid. All right. Let's do, I'm actually happy I want to see this par 3. All right. So we have 157 back into here. I'm going to give us a tough pin.
Okay.
So I'm going to tuck that behind the bunker. We need carrying greater than 145-ish.
So it should be just a normal 8 iron.
Good. Okay. There we go. Close at the top, drop down, complete right. Now, when you see that shot, I don't want you to think, oh, I'm doing too much with my wrist. I want you to think, oh, I can continue to trust my path out right.
Okay.
So that's a good thing.
Okay.
Very nice.
So with that one, if I wanted to get it more at the flag, I need to go more. Okay.
Yep.
Because that's been probably one of my bigger issues is...
Since we started getting your club face closed more?
Yeah, I'm going too far left.
Yep.
Which I prefer over...
For sure.
Short right, but...
Yes. Yeah. Yep, just like that.
That's what I gotta do.
Money.
All right.
Gorgeous. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Beautiful. Because I'm going to give with you, it's never that your club face is too close.
Okay.
It's either I set it solid at the top, which should feel more closed than it is for you. I set it solid at the top. I just need to keep it balanced coming into the down and not try and use my downswing for me to get it more closed.
Okay.
Because that's where like that first drive that we had was, even though it was a little bit open at the top, you still hit it square because you did a little bit more of the manipulation into the downswing. That can make us sometimes get scary with sometimes being outside in path, or not even outside in path, but so close to being square for your path that if we have any manipulation on club face wise, that can have our misses being a little bit more extreme.
Okay.
So, excellent swing, excellent swing.
Thank you.
All right. I'm gonna make us do this drive one.
I'm not Bryce DeChambeau, so I'm not gonna be able to do that.
All right. I'm gonna go right at that.
That first hole, I played this course twice. Was it my buddy when it was like when they first went to all inclusive. My second shot ended up in that front right bunker, but my third shot was in the hole.
Shut up! Oh my gosh, that's awesome. Are you gonna get out there before they shut her down this season?
No.
Probably not. Yeah.
Okay, so now this one's kind of interesting. They have trees, right?
Correct. This is also why I had us do this one.
This one I kind of feel like I actually want to fade it.
Do you feel comfortable doing that? Do we need to talk that one out?
What I'm gonna try this time is, for me, the easiest thing is just to control how much or how little I move my wrist. So I'm gonna try and kind of cup it a little bit, and that should give me my fade.
And I'm okay also if you need to feel like you need to open up your body just a little bit, like your shoulders to the target a little bit more, for you to feel like you're coming across it as well.
Okay. That I don't think I need to do if I just don't.
Smother it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice. Perfect execution. Awesome.
Thank you.
Beautiful.
Put it on 280 with the GPS.
Is that what it says on there?
No, I just.
Oh, what does it say for your carry on that one? I'd be interested. So I've noticed that the drive's been a little bit different for carry distance. What was it on here?
Oh, there we go. 249.
250. Oh, so it's just shy under there. Awesome. Very good swing.
Thank you.
Very good swing. All right. So we're right
You know what's my highest spin?
I know.
So. And this actually, because I had the TSI 3 before, which I liked, this decreased my spin quite a bit, and I'm still have room to go down.
Yeah, yeah. I'm not gonna make us do that.
No,
So
no,
we're gonna play this one a true true par 3 here. Now, when we're kind of looking at this one, so if we're going into, I don't think there we go. So if we're going into this one, we have that is our total onto there.
Yeah.
But I want for you to think about what you feel is your most confident club for you to be hitting into the green.
Okay.
That's
so,
how I want you to approach it.
my 58, a full 58 is 90 yards.
Okay.
So that would be where I'm most confident is with a full.
That you can go pin
Full-
hunting on that one?
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, so if we play that one to there. I just don't want us to get that tree into play onto there. So if we did something like that, that okay for
Yep.
you?
So that'd be a pitching wedge here.
Perfect. Especially on holes that try to get tricky and make you kind of flirt with being like, ooh, I can get a little aggressive here. That is where this is what you need to be doing. Beautiful. Nice. Gorgeous.
Thank you.
Excellent, excellent, excellent. Bring that 130 onto there. I'm gonna give us a saying we hit it a little bit further than we actually did onto there. So,
80 to a pin.
do you want to look over on the green?
Okay. So here, I actually have to aim a little bit right because I
Correct.
tend to have this draw more than most.
Correct. And because water is left,
Yep.
natural drainage, everything wants to break towards water.
Okay.
So I would have you go middle to right side of that green onto there. Know that you're going to have your leftward curve onto it, so that'll automatically create leftward curve once we go into it,
Okay.
and on top of that water that we have pulling to that left side.
All
Okay.
right. Yep. And then I'll just 80 yards. I'll be taking a little bit off. I haven't quite figured out a system yet
Okay.
for me, but like this is kind of like 85-90% swing is the best I have for now.
Okay. Cooked up.
But mine was
Nice.
back.
Nice.
Okay, so that was too far.
Okay.
These are definitely ones where I've been,
Have opportunity.
yeah,
Okay.
is what these close ones because I haven't figured out a system yet.
Mhm.
I do tend to like my 58 the most, even though I know other clubs kind of work better. For me, it's easier to just kind of,
Control it a little bit. That's
Yeah.
fine. That's fine. So, going into, let's have you set up to this one again for me. So, let's talk about different opportunities that we have to help taking stuff off. One of them, correct, we can choke down on it.
Okay.
What about if we were to put it forward into your stance?
to make it go higher and
Which we
shorter.
could go higher and shorter. Okay, so we have that. Then, remember we talked about when we're taking off of a full swing, what we have for our setup routine?
I don't.
Narrow it up a little bit.
Okay.
Yep. Narrow it up just a tiny bit. Yep. Because we don't need our full rotations. We're just making sure that we're staying centered when we're making this swing.
Okay. I know one thing I've been doing, but I haven't it hasn't been consistent. And I've been I haven't bring it up in my stance and like kind of going on my left side.
Good. Okay.
But it's been too inconsistent with the results. Like I'm just gonna hit this one here.
Yeah, that's fine.
Because I feel like I get too.
Oh, of course.
Like I get too.
Do you get chunky with them?
Not really chunky. It's actually I get almost too under it that it gets too
Spinny.
Like, yeah.
Okay. Okay.
And I don't like have a decent
Gauge on what that
right.
distance is
So
going
it's
to be.
just kind of very much guessing.
Mm-hmm.
Like yeah, I'll either be short or I'll be long. So
Okay.
I don't want to use that as my.
Yeah.
But a narrow stance, I can work with more. I think.
Mm-hmm. Let's just do the narrowed stance and just choke down on it a little bit. And if you need to feel like if we're kind of gauging on the distance control throughout the swing, maybe if we just do like a chest to chest swing versus a full top of the back swing.
Okay. And chest to chest, and chest full. But I could 100% work with that.
Mm-hmm.
I think for me it's easier with my short, like 100 yards and in. If I slow down, I have all these other issues come up. So I think it's easier for me to just kind of keep going through.
Okay. Versus trying to
slow it down or stop.
So I don't want you to feel like you need to slow it down. I want you to keep your aggressive, like, it's just instead of I'm here, but I'm still having like the same amount of club head speed coming down onto there. So never do I ever want you to adjust your distance by your speed.
Right. No, I mean on the follow through. Like, that's where I feel like I'm if I'm kind of making a full follow through, it's easier for me than trying to go shoulder to shoulder. That's when I feel like I'm trying to control my speed.
Got you. Okay.
Where I run into issues then. So here, like, I did choke up, but then if I do like shoulder or chest to
follow through.
Yeah. It seems to be easier for me to do
That's fine. Yeah. Yep. Gorgeous.
Okay, so
Gorgeous.
I think that's how that's gonna work. Just gotta figure out the backswing for different yardages.
The tempo, yep. But I think the narrowed stance just to help you for not wanting to leak into a full turn rotation.
Yeah.
And just staying centered, so.
That could help.
Okay, let's do one more of that. Love that. Awesome.
You know, can I give myself at 80 yards out?
Good. Beautiful. All right. I'm going to do this one. I'm going to play this one as it's just a shorter par 3 onto here.
Okay.
So, reason why I want us to do this one is now we can talk about, do we want to have a shorter shot laying here? Do we need to have more of a precise landing spot here? Definitely, if you get into your driver, I mean, that's going to be flirting right into this spot, but can we control it in this little
so
bottleneck spot?
The way I would play this is actually play it so that I'm going to end up short of the water.
Good.
Take it completely out of play.
Good. Beautiful. Okay. So, if we're going into anything under there, we just don't want anything to be getting past about 230. So, if you could give me, just to make sure we don't even flirt with it, if you could give me something around a 215 shot.
Probably going to be my 5-1.
Love it. Do you want to be an aggressive into the line onto it, or do you want to play her a little bit more just middle?
Probably middle.
Perfect.
That's where I feel like gives me the best
opportunity for leaking either way.
Yep.
We're gonna do it again.
Okay.
Not the worst shot onto there, but talk to me about it. Why did it pull?
I didn't drop my shoulder, and I think I came over the top.
Mine is good. A little bit of the overcorrection at the top with the solid hands at the top.
Okay.
Drop down good. We just got a little bit of you trying to pull it across.
Okay.
Okay. Drop down, complete right. You got this. Keep those hands at the top though.
Good.
Groove thin. Just a groove. It's just some of a tiny groove thin heel. Right there. Much better drop down. Much better coming into it. Yeah, it was just a tiniest groove thin heel. But lots better coming into the ball there. Lots better coming into the ball. Good forward.
Yeah. This one, I feel so weird setting up with my woods because I can feel myself leaning back like they're on a tee. Yeah, and there's no tee, so I have to kind of like.
Yep. Think about left shoulder stacked on top of left shoe.
Oh, then again. Terrible.
Centered thin though.
Terrible miss.
Terrible miss. Oh my gosh, what are we gonna do with that? Centered thin though. So that's why we got that nice little draw. Gosh, good at the top right there. That is a lot better. Beautiful execution drop down. Beautiful continue coming inside onto that one. Wow, that was one of your better finishes onto that too.
Okay. Oh. I would have skipped. That's just that one.
And that one just needs a redo.
Yeah.
Do need a little bit more rust at the top.
Okay.
There you go. That's a better one.
That one felt the best.
That was hit the best. So there, much better with your wrist. Beautiful dropping down. Beautiful staying inside. Good swing. Let's see that high exit. Oh, beautiful. That's why that one didn't overpull.
Okay.
Good job.
Thank you.
Good job. We're gonna hit that one, but I'm gonna talk to you about after we hit this one. We're gonna just talk about and refresh on whys and what we do onto there. We're
Okay.
gonna go from that one. Just because I don't want us to have same yardage, I'm going to say that we just hit that a little bit further than we planned to, and we're gonna get 71 yards into it.
Okay. Do the 58 again.
Perfect.
Do the choke up,
Mm-hmm.
narrow stance, and here. I think I'm gonna keep the ball position the same, but maybe
That's
go like
Kind of maybe chest high.
Well, the 80 was chest high.
The
so-
80 was chest high.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe belly button height.
Yeah.
And then remember, we have water left, so it's going to want to pull left. So let's just go center the green.
Okay.
We'll tack at it pretty good, but we did.
I feel like I came.
You feel a little steep on it?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we did come a little steep on it. Yep.
I think I didn't really turn. That's why.
I would agree on that, actually. There we go. Oh, beautiful. Spin on us. Oh, pretty good. Okay, give me one more. That's pretty good. Much better coming into the ball. Much
Okay.
better.
I got a little flippy with my wrist. I might have got behind the tee.
Might have been tucked behind that tee a little bit, yeah. There we go. Oh, I thought that was gonna dunk. Awesome. Okay. You ready? Quick pop quiz.
Okay.
Buried lie. What do we do?
For like wedging or just
Anything.
okay.
It's
Lean.
the same.
Yeah. It's kind of weight on the left side,
Mm-hmm.
and those actually stronger grip and like push through it.
Left shoulder down too.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that's what I meant by
Yep.
okay.
Yep. So just dropping that left
So-
shoulder into the ball so that we really get that downward
Left
angle
shoulder
attack
down,
onto
tight
it.
grip, and
Yep. 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 Make sure you get through. Uphill lie that we have onto there. How do we do that?
your waist and shoulders should match the lie. The ball, I tend to kind of put the ball, it's going to depend on the club, but it's going to go higher and shorter.
Because when you match your shoulders to the angle of the hill, it'll open up that club face. So either plan for higher or less yardage or need to club up onto there. So if you have a full swing, let's say 7-iron, true on flat ground, when you do your 7-iron on that hill, depending on how extreme the hill is, might turn into an 8, might possibly even turn into a 9, so just make adjustments to it with that. Same thing with downhill.
Yep.
Downhill, just really focus on, like, I'm trying to hit the grass through my left foot, so you stay down on it, onto there. Haven't really talked a ton about it, but balls above you, what do we think?
It's going to draw left. So
yes, when the smaller.
And I usually actually had one at Lake Breeze the other day on number 6.
Yeah.
I choke up and like I won number 6. There's that hill from the bunker.
Yep.
So I was actually like this. So and I don't remember what club I used, but I kind of trying to just stay so that the club hits the ball, and that this one actually went all the way across the fairway to the willow tree.
I believe that.
So it was more than I expected.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, the more extreme the hill is, the more it wants to pull onto there. So if you have just the tiniest bit uphill, maybe just plan for, I'm going to go 5 feet more left versus an extreme like you were just describing. They're going to hard go that way.
Okay.
And then downhill, what are you making for adjustments?
That is, the ball's going to go left to right. It's going to be a fade. And usually, I'm just trying to think here.
Now, I will also say the longer that the club will get, sometimes there is going to be a tendency that it might pull a little bit left too, just because you're trying to like reach out, that sometimes you can get a little whirly with your hands.
Okay.
On a shorter one, like I would say if you're doing like an iron shot, plan for it to go a little bit more to the right. If you have a fairway one, I wouldn't give too much either way.
Okay.
Just make sure you get the good contact. And then, sorry, I did not mean to interrupt you, but how do we get that good contact?
Because that's actually where I don't know. I don't know what I do after
That's
that.
okay. That's exactly why we were talking about this one. So when you have the ball underneath you, I want you to think about, I'm setting up to it. My legs are like I'm sitting in a chair.
Okay.
And I'm staying sitting in that chair the entire time.
Okay.
I will sometimes have the tendency to set up, not tendency, but I will try to intend. Yep. So you're like kind of sitting into a chair and you're thinking about an armsy swing while I'm sitting into a chair. Okay. I will also set a little bit more up towards the toe because your body will have more of the tendency of knowing it needs to reach.
Okay.
And a lot of times your body likes to reach this way, not down for the ball.
Okay.
So just to avoid any heel misses, reach a little bit more towards the toe onto there. Sitting in a chair. Since you're not getting as much of your lower body activated, just plan that there is possibility of you needing to grab an extra club.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, I was just going to ask that.
Perfect.
And possibly use that for my short game.
Right. Any other circumstances where are you playing for your tournament again?
It's the Beloit Club.
Okay. Oh, yes. I'm not so sure how the bunkers will be there. Fluffy bunkers. How do we do that?
That's fluffy bunkers. I'm usually burying my feet in, getting them set, going on my left knee, opening my club face. I tend to be aimed a little bit right of where I actually want to go.
Yep.
And then I am hitting about an inch or so behind the ball, and I am not slowing down.
Good. If they do have sand that as soon as you kind of feel it with your feet, you're like, ooh, this is a little rough into here. It might just look kind of coated onto the top of it being into that fluffy sand. I want you just executing like a normal chip shot.
Okay.
If you have hard sand, clay, packed sand, I don't know if it's going to rain or whatever it is. If it's packed sand, just set up to it and execute like a normal chip shot.
Okay, I did do that at
the Lake Breeze.
It was either Lake Breeze or West Haven a couple weeks ago, so I definitely hit that.
Lake Breeze is a little rough.
Yeah, some are better than others, but
some are.
That one left of number 5 green is just like it's cement.
I was just out there today. The 9-hole bunker, left bunker is not much better.
Okay.
Not much better, but set up to it, execute like a normal chip shot.
Okay.
Any other circumstances that you need to talk about?
Not really. I mean, most of them I'm comfortable with, and I think I know. Like I didn't really know if the ball's below me because that's not one we really run into around here. And then like the putting, like can't really do that here. I've been still doing what we did a few weeks ago.
How's that been feeling?
Better. I think one of the days I did not expect to be golfing at West Haven because it was raining all day.
Oh, that one and those greens are so freaking slow.
They're slow, and then that was slower. So I kind of like, I did not putt well that day, but I'm like, that's just
dump out.
Yeah.
You don't worry about your.
And I didn't want to. And my dad's like, "We got to adapt." I'm like, well, I don't really want to adapt for this.
Yeah, because then you're gonna play at Beloit and they're gonna be skating past there.
So,
Yeah.
But no, Lake Breeze's been good. The biggest thing, actually, we don't need to do it today, but my biggest issue in general is drowning out the noise. Like, I can do everything, but I had a birdie putt on number 4 at Lake Breeze the other day. It was only not even as wide as this birdie, but it was back. The guy behind me is talking, and instead of me being like, oh, I'm going to make this easy, straight putt, I'm focusing on that. So I've been trying to like have YouTube and stuff on in my garage when I'm hitting.
Good.
So that's my biggest thing. If we can figure out a way to make me forget the noise, that's where I struggle.
Yeah. One that I will think, this sounds horrible, think of a song in your head.
Yeah.
And just kind of, whether it's something that you can find a rhythm to, you can just like, I can think of that just off the top of my head. Anything like, for weirdest one for me, Single Ladies by Beyonce, for some freaking reason is the one that wants to go into my head. But I would think, and that, so just if you kind of think of something just to kind of just get into your zone onto there, or you can just think to yourself like, I've had this putt a million times, this ain't nothing different, so on from there. Like every single time I usually set up to like a 3-foot and a 4-foot putt, the first thing I say is, I know that 3 weeks ago I sat here and made 100 of these in a row. This is one of those that I just don't even think about.
Okay.
There. So.
Yeah, because I know with the music thing, like I've had rounds with that before. When I played baseball, I had that. For me though, it's I can't just make a song come into my head. Like it just has to come naturally, which kind of sucks because when I do golf better when I just have something in my head, and that's where it's just for me it's hard to kind of. I'll have to figure out a way to actually just get a song in my head.
Right.
Because there's even times like. Just hear you and I talking, I can golf just fine because I'm not thinking about it. So
yeah, it's tough. The good thing is like I can guarantee in your round that you're going to have on Sunday, you're not going to be having to worry about stuff with that. But I can understand if you're doing it like a league thing.
It's just something that's probably I think I'm mentally strong with most of golf, but it's just hearing that background noise is where it kind of it's mental, but it's a different kind of mental.
Yeah, no, I totally get that. Totally get that.
Because I feel like mental, like I can par every hole until I physically can't par anymore. So I'm never like counting myself out of a hole.
Right, yeah.
And then after. The other thing I probably need to get a little bit better at is, which I have improved at, but sometimes just making a slightly better decision to get a bogey instead of a double. Like, at Lake Breeze on Tuesday, hole number 3, my tee shot was right because I probably just had my wrist too cupped. And I had a decent shot with like I think it was a 6-iron. I just had to shape it left to right. I know how to do that, but I basically overshaped it. So I went into a tree and went down, and then my next shot would have been fine, but I misread the wind. It went over the green. But it's that shot right there where I could have just punched out to the green instead of. I wasn't even trying to do like a huge hero shot.
Right, because you were confident with what you could execute to there.
It just went to the right too quick. Like it did exactly what I wanted to, but instead of going, to the red stake and then going, it went to like that second rock, and so that's all I want.
Do you ever have a time where you just go out and you play by yourself?
I haven't. I want to, especially like that's one of the reasons I got that rustic properties pass, so I can go all those courses and just go whenever I want.
Right.
But I haven't.
One of the times I would encourage for you to play 2 balls throughout the whole entire thing.
Okay.
And you play the worst ball.
I knew you were gonna say that.
Because that helped for me to, one, produce damage control onto there, because one, you obviously, like, you don't want to have either one of those be a bad shot onto there. But if you do, now you know that you're in the worst circumstance, and then how's the way that I'm still to execute and do this going forward. So we would do this all the time in college. We would we do one of our 9s as a normal one, and then we would do one of our 9s as you playing your worst ball. And you would try to see how different your score was from your straight up one to what you can do with your damage control. And when you get into the mentality, you know you're doing good when your scores are so comparable.
Right, yeah, that makes sense.
Because there's definitely going to be times that you might be 3 strokes worse because, I accidentally pushed this drive a little bit. I was into the trees. I had to take my safe shot out back into the fairway, but I didn't let it get more extreme from me trying to do this or so on from there. That would be what I would have you encouraged to do, because then also you can get into the mentality of, hey, I'm playing on, you seem like you're a very mentally strong golf player onto there, but that helped a lot for me when I was into tournaments, and I would just be like, well, this isn't as bad as I've had these shots before. I'm just in one of my other ones of me trying play my worst ball. Let's see what I can do with this one. I'm not putting the pressure of, oh my gosh, I had such a bad swing there. What am I going to do here? Oh my gosh, am I going to shank this one too, or whatever it is? You get out of that mentality and you're thinking of how my next shot I'm going to execute that versus you hanging on to the past one onto there. So I would encourage you to do that.
It makes sense, because even like the one I just talked about, I may have made a different decision if I had to play my worst ball. I don't want a bad one.
Yeah,
I'm gonna have to do that.
That's a fun one. It's a really fun one. My brother and I would always play it all the time too, for us just to have a fun round for us to play and see what we could shoot and see what our lowest score was onto there. But after I went to college, that's like, oh my gosh, that is the absolute best idea in the whole entire world, because you know you're gonna have good shots. It's just how much damage control, or how am I going to score well on this shot that I do have bad ones, because everybody has bad shots. So it's a really advanced game, but it's a fun one for you to do.
I'm definitely going to try that.
Yeah, it's a good one. It's a good one. Anything else I can give you? Keep her closed at the top, trust it out, drop right.
Yeah, that's my biggest thing is knowing my wrist I can kind of control the draw or the fade.
Correct.
But then I just have to keep my path, no matter what, going to the right.
Yep, 100%.
Okay.
Sweet. You did great today. Yes, was that a good result? For sure. But if we kind of break it down a little bit more, a tiniest bit open there. Then when we came into the downswing, it was a tiny bit open at this point, and we did have to come just the tiniest bit outside for you to time up and kind of stall out your hands for you to get your club face closed. Okay? So I am going to have you to do that one again. Still think about getting that wrist moving at the top and then dropping nice and down under that noodle. Continue that push out from there. Now that I'm kind of thinking about it, on some of the ones that you might have been pulling, you might have been doing good at the top and doing a little bit on what you just did in that downswing onto that one. It just kind of, I got it closed, almost kind of doubling down on getting it, so maybe a little bit more with that one, but good results though. I don't care if it's a ball or not. Here, you like to coast, you'll get that wrist a tiny bit more. You're feeling just that low roll away coming into here, and then drop her down, okay? Because you're so good at that takeaway position. It's just from there you like to kind of just get a little cuppy onto it. So, just a little bit more of that torquing back. Just because when we're coming into that downswing, when we get into that follow through of you just continuing to push out, that's what's going to help keep your shoulders tilted into that position.
Okay.
So when we start to come too quickly around, that shoulder raises up and we lose those tilts.
Okay.
So that just needed a little bit more of, like, instead of this exiting kind of like armpit wise, maybe just a little bit out of shoulder.
Okay.
But still. Going into, let's have you set up to this one again for me. So let's talk about different opportunities that we have to help taking stuff off. One of them, correct, we can choke down on it. What about if we were to put it forward into your stance?
Make it go higher and
Which
shorter.
makes it go higher and shorter. Okay, so we have that. Then, remember we talked about when we're taking off of a full swing, what we have for our setup routine?
I don't.
Narrow it up a little bit.
Okay.
Yep. Narrow it up just a tiny bit. Yep. Because we don't need our full rotations. We're just making sure that we're staying centered while we're making this swing. Okay?
I don't want that.
Quick pop quiz. Okay? Buried lie. What do we do?
For like wedging or just
Anything.
okay. Lean.
The same.
Yeah. It's kind of weight on the left side, and those actually stronger grip and like push through it.
Left shoulder down too.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that's what I meant by it.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. So just dropping that left shoulder into the ball so that we really get that downward
Left shoulder
angled
down,
attack onto
tight
it.
grip and
Yep. 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 Make sure you get through. Uphill lie that we have onto there. How do we do that?
Your waist and shoulder should match the lie. The ball, I tend to kind of put the ball is going to depend on the club, but it's going to go higher and shorter.
Because when you match your shoulders to the angle of the hill, it'll open up that club face. So either plan for higher or less yardage or need to club up onto there. So if you're a full swing, let's say 7-iron true on flat ground, when you do your 7-iron on that hill, depending on how extreme the hill is, might turn into an 8, might possibly even turn into a 9, so just make adjustments to it with that. Same thing with downhill.
Yep.
Downhill, just really focus on, like, I'm trying to hit the grass through my left foot, so you stay down on it, onto there. Haven't really talked a ton about it, but balls above you. What do we think?
It's going to draw left. So.
Yes. When the smaller.
And I usually actually had one that like freeze the other day. I noticed that.
Yeah.
I choked up and like I won number 6. There's that hill from the bunker.
Yep.
So I was actually like. So and I don't remember what club I used, but I kind of trying to just stay so that the club hits the ball and then. This one actually went all the way across the fairway to the willow tree.
I believe that. Yeah.
So it was more than I expected.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, the more extreme the hill is, the more it wants to pull onto there. So if you have just a tiny bit uphill, maybe just plan for, I'm going to go 5 feet more left versus an extreme like you were just describing. They're going to hard go that way. And then downhill, what are you making for adjustments?
That is, the ball's going to go left to right. It's going to be a fade. And usually I'm just trying to think here.
Now I will also say the longer that the club will get, sometimes there is going to be a tendency that it might pull a little bit left too, just because you're trying to like reach out, that sometimes you can get a little whirly with your hands. On a shorter one, like I would say if you're doing like an iron shot, plan for it to go a little bit more to the right. If you have a fairway one, I wouldn't give too much either way. Just make sure you get the good contact. And then, sorry, did not mean to interrupt you, but how do we get that good contact?
Because that's actually where I don't know. I don't know what I do after that.
That's okay. That's exactly why we were talking about this one. So when you have the ball underneath you, I want you to think about, I'm setting up to it. My legs are like I'm sitting in a chair, and I'm staying sitting in that chair the entire time. I will sometimes have the tendency to set up, not tendency, but I will try to intend, so you're like kind of sitting into a chair and you're thinking about an armsy swing while I'm sitting into a chair, I will also set a little bit more up towards the toe because your body will have more of the tendency of knowing it needs to reach, and a lot of times your body likes to reach this way, not down for the ball. So just to avoid any heel messes, reach a little bit more towards the toe onto there, sitting in a chair. since you are not getting as much of your lower body activated, just plan that there is possibility of you needing to grab an extra club.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, I was just going to ask that.
Perfect.
Can possibly use that for my short game.
Right. Any other circumstances that, where are you playing for your tournament again?
It's the Beloit Club.
Okay. Oh, yes.
Yeah.
I'm not so sure how the bunkers will be there. Fluffy bunkers. How do we do that?
That's fluffy bunkers. I'm usually burying my feet in, getting them set, going on my left knee, opening my club face. I tend to be aimed a little bit right of where I actually want to go.
Yep.
And then I am hitting about an inch or so behind the ball, and I am not slowing down.
Good, good, good. If they do have sand, as soon as you kind of feel it with your feet, you're like, ooh, this is a little rough into here. It might just look kind of coated onto the top of it being into that fluffy sand. I want you just executing like a normal chip shot.
Okay.
If you have hard sand, clay, packed sand, I don't know how, if it's going to rain or whatever it is, if it's packed sand, set up to it and execute like a normal chip shot.
Okay, I can do that.
The lake breeze.
It was either
Here is your latest video recommendation from your personal coach.
Are you struggling with slicing the ball? It's going off to the right, maybe out of bounds, losing a lot of balls recently? Well, the problem could be related to what you're doing with your wristbands, and let me explain. Now, when you're moving throughout the golf swing, you want to make sure that you're not extending that lead wrist as much as you may be doing. You can see what that's going to do to my club face when I go into extension on the lead wrist. Now, if I go into flexion, you can see a little bit more of a different face angle, especially when I'm changing that lead wrist position. And now again, if you continue to slice, you probably have this lead wrist extension way too much throughout your entire swing. It can even cause a whole lot more issues by the time you get to impact, where that lead wrist extension is actually causing that handle to lean backwards, adding loft to the club. It's going to cause a lot of issues and a lot of chaos when you're actually hitting the ball. So I got a drill for you to start working on the proper wrist positions to be able to start drawing the ball a little bit more. Now, if you have a good book at work, at home, you can do this drill. What I want you to do is you're going to grip the spine of the book like you normally would with a golf club. You're going to set up just as normal, and during the entire swing, I want you to try to keep the cover of the book against your lead forearm. If the cover of the book starts to go to the trail forearm, you're getting back into that lead wrist extension, and we want to promote more flexion throughout the swing. So a good book can go a long way to fixing your problem with your game.
For questions, please refer to your web lesson notes or contact your personal coach. We look forward to seeing you after your next lesson. Here is your latest video recommendation from your personal coach.
Do you struggle with a problem where you hit a lot of shots way over here on the toe of the club? If so, I've got the fix for you. But let's start with some of the reasons why that happens. So, a main reason why you hit a lot of shots on the toe is because you're not following the form of tour players from about the middle part of their downswing and into their follow-through. So what happens a lot of times when you hit a lot of shots on the toe is as you make a downswing, you start to bend backwards too early, your hands start to pull in, and ultimately that's going to cause for a lot of contact to happen out on the toe of the club. So the easy fix is to just grab something like a head cover right here. And what you're going to do is, normally you're going to put it on the other side of the golf ball. Actually on this one, we're going to put it on the inside part of the ball, closest to where we're standing. Okay? So go ahead and line that up with just in line with about where the target line would be, just about a club head inside of that golf ball. So give yourself enough room to where you're not going to hit it if you hit a centered strike, but you still want to make sure it's a deterrent. Okay? To start, get rid of that golf ball, take that out of the way. If you're using a driver, you can put a tee in the ground just to mimic where the ball would be, but you certainly don't have to. So take your normal address position, take your backswing, stop at about chest high. We're just going to work on some half swings for right now. And then what you're going to work on your follow through and in your downswing is really feeling like you maintain your angle to the ground. So like I said earlier, what happens a lot of times is you'll start to bend backwards too early. That'll pull your hands closer to your body and you'll end up hitting a lot of shots out here on the toe. So practice making some swings back to about chest high, and then really feel like you tilt your shoulders to the right, and then maintain that tilt all the way into your follow through. So just practicing some swings from about chest high to chest high would be a really good place to start. Once you're ready, go ahead and blend that into one full motion. So back to chest high, same thing on the follow through, avoiding that head cover on every swing. When you feel really comfortable, you're not hitting that head cover at all, then it's time to go ahead and put a golf ball down. Same thing, set that golf ball down, give yourself just enough room there to where you're not going to hit that head cover. Start again with some of those small swings. Don't try to progress too quickly. Half swings to start. So get your setup, swing back, miss that head cover. Should be a really good way to help move that contact away from the toe and back towards the center, ultimately helping you hit it straighter and further.
For questions, please refer to your web lesson notes or contact your personal coach. We look forward to seeing you after your next lesson.